Travel alert, using the teleporter, you travel elsewhere, taking a few moments to arrive. A wild moment later, your party appears within a large underground cavern, lit by dozens of strategically placed magical lights and filled with all manner of supplies. A massive wooden stairway leads up into the ceiling, the apparent entrance into the Gep Power Tower far above. Relatively exposed, Darius points to a large collection of wooden crates nearby for your heroes to hide behind. Quickly reaching the crates and finding a relatively safe place to look around, you also recognize that the wide cavern is occupied by perhaps a dozen or so ultimates, each of whom are engaged in some sort of activity. Continuing to look about, you can see 4 large hallways leading away to the north, south, east and west, a variety of options you will soon need to choose from. But it's all the activity going on around you that attracts your attention, prompting Eswin to ask the obvious question. What's going on? They're preparing for war against the Inner Circle, Darius whispers. The capital city of Gep is central to their operations, and the tower here the seat of that power. We need to escape this cavern as soon as possible before we're caught. Which direction should we try? Redfern asks, glancing at the 4 exits leading away. I am not sure, Darius responds, puzzled. I've only been here once before, and that was when I was fleeing for my life. The way north looks closest, Eswin responds, pointing ahead. That's probably our best option here. Janet, look. Kartha commands, pointing toward the stairway leading up into the power tower. Descending the stairway is Brother Sen and several of his paladins of Sisla, the villains easy to spot. What in Sisla's name are they doing here? Sainadius asks, just as angry as you to see them. Quite shocked, let's do a wisdom check on your hero and see what happens. Needing a 14 or less from Janet, a 20 was rolled. Failure, damn them. You curse, unable to keep your thoughts to yourself. We have a score to settle. Darius acknowledges what you've just said, gives it some thought and then responds. It appears you know of the paladins of Sisla, Darius whispers, a bit surprised. They recently allied themselves with the ultimates. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that. Brother Sen reaches the bottom of the stairway, perhaps 50 feet or so from you. He has a quick argument with one of the black-robed ultimates, then turns and climbs back up the stairs, taking his paladins with him. Actually, it's more than that, Darius acknowledges. One of the best-kept secrets throughout all of Mariga but well known to the ultimates, the Sislan fear antidote is derived from the juices of the Nemesis plants. That can't be true. Sainadius gasps, the revelation quite the shock. The Sislan way found the cure itself decades ago. It can't be made from the Nemesis plants. Eyeing the body language of Darius, and the painful reaction to the news by Sainadius, let's do a wisdom check on your hero to see what your intuition tells you here. Needing a 14 or less from Janet, a 12 was rolled. Success, watching Darius and thinking about it, your gut tells you that the former ultimate isn't lying, he truly believes that the Sislan fear antidote is derived from the Nemesis plants. If true, that is quite the conspiracy, and definitely something you will want to investigate when this is all over. We are surrounded by enemies, Eswin laments, quite concerned. Were we fools to come to this place? Someone needs to take a stand against these ultimates, Kartha responds, holding her head high. If not us, who? There is enough magic here to defeat us 100 times over, Redfern mumbles, his normal confidence missing. We'll need a miracle here to destroy the one plant. Deep behind enemy lines, your party can use some words of wisdom. So, let's do an optimism check on your hero and see how that goes. Needing a 12 or less from Janet, a 12 was rolled. Success, they say it's always darkest before the dawn, you respond, trying to instill some confidence in your friends. Have faith, everyone, we can do this. Still hiding behind all the wooden crates, it's time to try and escape the cavern. Let's do a party dexterity check to see whether you're able to avoid all the ultimates here as you try to sneak away. Needing a 13 or less from your heroes, a 6 was rolled. Success, you now have just enough time to rush to one of the 4 exits here within the cavern. Hence, feel free to select an exit and begin exploring this first level of the dungeon. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel north, taking a few minutes to arrive. This smaller chamber contains an assortment of comfortable chairs, several tables, and a few cots, a place to relax and unwind. Hallways lead away from the north, south, east and west. Seated at a central table are 4 ultimate assassins in their brown robes, apparently engrossed in deep conversation. Their backs to you, they failed to notice your entrance into the room, so you're free to try something if you wish. Choose an option: approach the ultimates and investigate, attack the ultimates, sneak past the ultimates and leave. Deciding to approach the ultimates and see what's so important, it does not take long to recognize that the 4 men are playing a game of chance, rolling dice, knuckle bones and wagering gold coins. One of the ultimates then turns and notices you, and for a few moments you prepare for combat. The assassin then asks if you care to place a little wager on the next roll of the dice, inviting you to participate. This looks like it could be a little fun. How do you respond? Choose an option: agree to play, decline and continue on your way. The rules are simple. One of the ultimates informs you in a low, baritone voice. Roll the dodecahedron and try to get a 13 or higher. Win, and you earn yourself 100 gold. Lose, and you pay us each 25 gold. Ready? The odds slightly against you, you grab the knuckle bone here and prepare to roll the die, needing to get a 13 or better. Needing a 13 or greater from Janet, a 20 was rolled. Success, the roll favorable for you. The 4 ultimates here grumble and begrudgingly surrender a combined 100 gold pieces to you. Nicely done. Wait. One of the ultimates shouts as you step away, about to leave. Not so fast. The ultimate looks you straight in the eye, his expression deathly serious. I can't help but suspect that you may have cheated. The other 3 ultimates prepare for combat, as does your adventuring party. Let's do a charisma check on your hero and see what happens. Needing a 12 or less from Janet, a 5 was rolled. Success, staring the ultimate down, he suddenly grins and backs away, acknowledging his mistake. The 4 assassins then go back to their game, leaving you alone. The encounter within the recreation room over with now. Exits lead away to the north, south, east and west. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel east, taking 5 minutes to arrive. Reaching this large, artificial chamber, you've clearly found an important area. Guarded by several men in brown robes, you spy 3 small but ornate black and purple wooden thrones standing within the exact center of the chamber, occupied by 3 younger women dressed in black. The floor beneath the thrones is carpeted in a putrid green, while the walls have been painted a pleasing lavender. Incense wafts from 4 active braziers burning in each corner of the room. As you enter, several of the guards notice you, waiting for an official response. Making your presence known, all eyes turn to you as you enter the throne room. One of the young women here in her black robes looks to Darius and addresses him, her voice strong yet eloquent. Ultimate, for what purpose have you brought these adventurers to us? Standing just behind Darius, what would you like to suggest to him before he responds? Choose an option: we made a wrong turn somewhere, we're here for supplies, we're here to protect the one plant. Our apologies, Princess, Darius responds, bowing in respect. We were instructed to haul some supplies back to the surface. And you are? We are the Dark Trinity, the same woman responds, the middle of three identical triplets sitting there. I am Princess Shuzana, and I oversee all logistics here within the Power Tower base of operations. I am Princess Elise, the triplet to the left adds. I oversee all war effort development. And I am Princess Claramunda, the other triplet to the right states. I oversee manpower and security. I am not aware of any adventurers in our employ, Princess Claramunda states, quite suspicious. Be quick, Ultimate, and tell us of these heroes. Darius looks to you, not exactly sure of how to respond. Janet, you better think of something, and fast, choose an option. They're here to protect the one plant, they've come to fight the inner circle, they're here to serve the Dark Trinity. Is this true? Princess Claramunda asks, intrigued. You will help us take down the circle and rid our world of those wretched narcissists? Your party not about to make such a commitment, you're surprised when Darius nods affirmatively and steps forward, seemingly acting in your place. It is our honor to serve the Dark Trinity. Then return to the Power Tower until the next full moon and await our instructions, Princess Shuzana responds, her chin held high. It is then when you will prove to us your loyalty and undergo the initiation rites. Now just 10 feet or so from the three darkly dressed sisters, and all eyes squarely upon you, it's time to act. What would you like to do? Choose an option, attack the women and their guards, do as they've commanded and leave, explain your need to guard the one plant. Continuing to play along, Darius bows before the three maidens before turning to lead your party away. You suspect that the Dark Trinity is extremely powerful, so you're thankful the encounter didn't come to blows. The encounter with the Dark Trinity over with, there is little more you can do here. Exits lead away to the north, south and west. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel south, taking 5 minutes to arrive, equipped with some sort of magical toilet here within the dungeon. The facility looks quite used, with various supplies available for conducting one's business here. To your pleasant surprise, the small chamber does not smell at all. Searching the facility, you soon find some reading material, an old tome for reviewing while otherwise occupied within the pleasant outhouse. Casually thumbing your way through the book, it covers how the Ultimates rose to power within Chegoria, how the government here came to see itself as all-important, even more important than the inner circle, and how the Ultimates are destined to rule all Sicilus someday. It's typical rhetoric and you pay it little heed. Holding the book, let's do a curiosity check on your hero to see if you notice anything else. Needing a 15 or less from Janet, a 10 was rolled. Success. Paging through the book a second time, a small piece of parchment that was stuck between two pages falls to the ground. Taking a look at it, a crude map has been drawn upon the parchment. It does not look like the level you're currently on, but perhaps it's a map to a lower level. You note that area number 6 has been circled, then fold the map back up and stick it into one of your pockets. Nice find. With little else to do here, it's time to depart. Hallways lead away to the north, east and west. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 97 on percentile dice. Failure, the cap. GM note, it's dark here. Click the Use Item button to select a source of light. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel east, taking a few minutes to arrive, reaching the door here in the far eastern wall of the level. You give the door a try and discover that it's locked. The door isn't just locked. Redfern begins, placing his palm upon the door to sense its magical energy. The door is wizard locked. Without some sort of magic, we won't be able to get past it. Janet, your options are limited, as you can't pick the lock here. Either you will need to cast a knock spell or you will need a magical key to get in. Janet uses a glowing skull throughout the entire local area, illuminating everything well. Darius casts Knock, unlocking the wizard locked door and allowing access to the area beyond. Getting past the locked door, you find a nicely furnished bedchamber, with 3 well-kept beds, a large wooden table containing an assortment of knickknacks, several tiny dressers and 3 small chests in the northeastern corner. The room is currently unoccupied, but whoever dwells here possesses wealth and proudly keeps the chamber neat and clean. Let's do a party intelligence check to see if there is anything else you notice here. Needing a 14 or less from your heroes, a 6 was rolled. Success, sure, it's not hard to tell, whoever dwells here is almost certainly female, a rarity within the ranks of the ultimates. Having a brief look around, you don't find anything useful or unusual. The beds do look routinely slept in, but there is little else here to examine, at least out in the open. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls 80 on percentile dice. Failure, the desk remains locked. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 54 on percentile dice. Failure, the chest remains locked and impassable to the party. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls 86 on percentile dice. Failure, the chest remains locked and impassable to the party. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 4 on percentile dice. Success. The chest is unlocked and Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 17 on percentile dice. Success. The dresser is unlocked and now easily opened. Inside, you find 7 copper pieces and 6 silver pieces. Searching the second chest a little more closely, you discover a hidden recess within the roof of the chest. Inside are several handwritten letters in a language none of you recognize. Let me see them, Darius finally asks, taking the letters and examining them. These are written in a secret language known only to the ultimates. Give me a little time to study them. Taking a little while to go through the letters, let's do a diplomacy check on Darius and see what he discovers. Needing a 15 or less from Darius, a 13 was rolled. Success, interesting, the ex-ultimate finally says, his review of the letters complete. Whoever owns this chest is an apparent spy working for the inner circle. She is leaking information to another spy west of here named Sliven. That's the magic user who rescued you from the village of Oalats. Apparently, he is receiving his information from the owner of this chest. Tempted to divulge this information in the hopes that Darius can do something with it, how do you respond? Choose an option, lie and say that Sliven is dead, remain distrustful and say nothing, trust Darius and reveal Sliven? Janet permanently decreases her optimism score by 1 point, still quite distrusting of Darius, you decide to say nothing and let the conversation die, ensuring that your relationship with Sliven remains secret. Darius then carefully stuffs the letters back into the hidden recess within the second chest, his review of them complete. Expecting the conversation to continue, Darius says nothing more and that is that. The encounter here within the fine bedroom over, it's time to move on. A single hallway leads back to the west, with an adjacent hallway heading north and a lone door in the southern wall. Travel alert. Using the hallway, you travel west, taking 10 minutes to arrive. Returning to the entry cavern, You're thankful to see that. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel west, taking 5 minutes to arrive, escaping the entry cavern and heading west, you soon arrive within a small chamber filled with all manner of arms, from simple daggers, spears, hammers and short swords to bows, slings and ammunition. There is enough weaponry here to defend a small city, but none of it appears extraordinary or magical. Who are you? Apparently hidden behind several barrels as you arrived, an ultimate now stands about 20 feet away, wanting to know who you are. How do you respond? Choose an option: charisma, fool the ultimate with a lie; intelligence, try to outsmart the ultimate; wisdom, attempt to bribe the ultimate. We're here to pick from the best that you have, Darius replies, playing the part of a devoted ultimate. Would 200 gold pieces be enough to look the other way? The encountered ultimate looks all of you over, distrust clearly seen in his eyes. So you think you can bribe me? Janet, let's do a party wisdom check to see how this plays out. Needing a 14 or less from Janet, a 7 was rolled. Success, fine, I will take your money, the ultimate calls out, your bluff a success. Take what you want, just don't get in my way. Apparently having convinced the ultimate that you're here by design, you watch as he goes back to work counting some of the weapons here. Golems, come here. Calling out, the ultimate summons something from the far southwestern corner, hidden until now. 3 massive, 4-armed skeletal creatures then step out, mindless golems that obey the ultimate's mental commands. You watch as they assist the magic user, moving extremely heavy crates with ease. I am glad we didn't have to fight those, Redfern whispers. The ultimate and his 3 bone golems continue to go about their work, completely ignoring your party. Another hallway heads north while the original corridor will take you east back to the dungeon's entry cavern. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel north, taking 5 minutes to arrive. This large natural cavern is filled with what appears to be dozens and dozens of humanoids clad in bronze armor, sitting peacefully on the floor. You can't tell if they're dead, asleep or what. While there could be upwards to 100 of these strange humanoids here, nothing else is in the chamber. This looks bizarre, Eswin whispers, always wary. Let's take a look. Carefully exploring the cavern, you find that the humanoids here aren't alive but instead made entirely of bronze metal, tall statues laid carefully down in groups of 10. Curiously enough, there are 9 groups of 10 here, along with the final group of 9, it appears that one is missing. In addition to the machines of metal, a path leads to the north, while a closed door is set into the western wall. Intrigued with the metallic statues, let's do a party intelligence check to see if you can determine what they are. Needing a 14 or less from your heroes, a 16 was rolled. Failure, unfortunately, nobody seems to know anything about these metallic creations. Without warning, the closed door within the western wall bursts open with such force that it breaks its hinges and tumbles across the floor, nearly striking you. Standing there is another of the metallic statues, but this one is fully animated. The monster then steps forward, each step causing the cavern itself to tremble. It must weigh several tons. Be careful with this colossus, Janet, as it's quite powerful. Your party is under attack. Threatening all of you is one bronze golem. It's Muriel's turn. What do you want her to do? Needing a 40 or less on percentile dice, a 11 is rolled. Success. Marioleth blends into the shadows, hiding from all combatants and receiving a +4 to hit and potentially do. Needing a 45 or less on percentile dice, a 82 is rolled. Failure. Arthal tries to blend into the shadows but is unsuccessful. Darius readies his mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 12, +5 to hit. Janet uses a blink dog on Bronze Golem, biting it for 1 point of damage for a half hour. It's Redfern's turn. What do you want him to do? Redfern casts Phantasmal Force on Bronze Golem, potentially horrifying it, causing nothing to happen, as Bronze Golem is immune to all magical effects. It's Eswin's turn. What do you want him to do? Eswin uses a Boots of Speed on himself, allowing himself to act twice each round for 5 minutes. Bronze Golem attacks Eswin with its fists, needing a 21 to hit. Die roll is a 18, +13 to hit. Bronze Golem hits Eswin, punching him for 23 points of damage and leaving Eswin with 16 hit points. It's Darius' turn. What do you want him to do? Darius readies his dagger +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll. GM note, a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled, with higher values acting first. Cartha readies her mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 3, +5 to hit. Cartha misses Bronze Golem. Eswin readies his longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 2, +8 to hit. Eswin misses Bronze Golem. It's Janet readies her mace +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 16, +6 to hit. Janet hits Bronze Golem, doing 11 points of damage and leaving it with 103 hit points. However, the attack on the Bronze Golem spews molten metal on Janet, partially burning her for 6 points of damage, needing a 8 or greater. Janet rolls a 18 and saves for half damage versus death ray or poison. It's Barthal's turn. What do you want him to do? Needing a 45 or less on percentile dice, a 49 is rolled. Failure. Arthal tries to blend into the shadows but is unsuccessful, remaining visible to all combatants. Redfern readies his quarterstaff +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Marioleth readies her longsword +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 16 to hit, +4 due to hiding in shadows. Die roll is a 13, +4 to hit and does triple damage. Marioleth hits Bronze Golem, doing 18 points of damage and leaving it with 85 hit points. However, the attack on the Bronze Golem spews molten metal on Marioleth. Janet directs her blink dog at Bronze Golem, biting it for 4 points of damage and leaving it with. It's Darius' turn. What do you want him to do? Darius readies his mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 13. Eswin readies his longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 2. Cartha readies her mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 12, +5 to hit. GM note, a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled, with high. Eswin readies his longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 20 to hit. Die roll is a 15, +8 to hit. Eswin hits Bronze Golem, needing a 45 or less on percentile dice. Darius casts Bless on the entire party, potentially blessing them. Janet is blessed for 5 minutes. Darius readies his dagger +2 and swings at Bronze Golem. Janet directs her Blink Dog at Bronze Golem, biting it for 3 points of damage and leaving it. Eswin readies his Longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 12, +8 to hit. Eswin hits Bronze Golem, doing 9 points of damage and leaving it with 61 hit points. However, Cartha readies her mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 17. Needing a 40 or less on percentile dice, a 31 is rolled. Janet casts Cure Moderate Wounds on Eswin, healing him for 19 hit points. Bronze Golem attacks Eswin with its fist, needing a 22 to hit. Die roll is a 15, +13 to hit. Bronze Golem hits Eswin, punching him for 21 points of damage and leaving Eswin with 2 hit points. It's Redfern's turn. What do you want him to do? GM note: a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled. Eswin readies his Longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 11, +8 to hit. Eswin hits Bronze Golem, doing 7 points of damage and leaving. Marioleth readies her Longsword +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 15 to hit, +4 due to hiding in shadows. Die roll is a 3, +4 to hit. Marioleth misses Bronze Golem. It's Janet's turn. What do you want her to do? Janet uses a skeletal seed on Bronze Golem, causing the monstrous hero to attack it for 5 points of damage for 10 minutes. Barthol readies his short sword +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 15 to hit, +4 due to hiding in shadows. Die roll is a 19, +5 to hit and does triple damage. Barthol hit. It's Redfern's turn. What do you want him to do? Redfern binds the wounds of Eswin, returning his hit points to 0 and stopping his bleeding. It's Janet directs her Blink Dog at Bronze Golem, biting it for 1 point of damage and leaving it with 20. Darius casts Cure Light Wounds on Eswin, healing him for 12 hit points. It's Darius' turn. Darius readies his dagger +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 14, +5 to hit. Darius hits Bronze Golem. GM note: a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled, with higher values acting first. Cartha readies her. Eswin readies his Longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 45 or less on percentile dice, a 72 is rolled. Redfern readies his Quarterstaff +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Cartha readies her Mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Janet readies her Mace +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, Darius readies his Mace +1 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 4, it's Eswin's turn. What do you want him to do? Eswin readies his Longsword +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 19, +8 to hit. Eswin hits, needing a 40 or less on percentile dice, a 1 is rolled. Success. Janet directs her summoned undead at Bronze Golem, causing the monstrous hero. Janet directs her Blink Dog at Bronze Golem, biting it for 1 point of damage and leaving it with 13. GM note: a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled, with higher values acting first. Darius binds the wounds of Cartha. Janet readies her Mace +2 and swings at Bronze Golem, needing a 19 to hit. Die roll is a 20, which is an automatic hit and does double damage. Janet hits Bronze Golem, doing 20 points of damage and defeating it. However, the attack on the Bronze Golem spews molten metal on Janet, partially burning her for 2 points of damage, needing a 7 or greater. Janet rolls a 17 and saves for half damage versus death ray or poison. Well done. All combatants have been defeated, ending the battle. Each hero receives 706 experience points. Molten metal continuing to spew out of the monstrosity, the Bronze Golem finally falls to the ground, destroyed. Well done. And they have a small army of these automatons. Eswin curses, dismayed. Let's leave this place before any more of them come to life and attack. I believe they have more of these hidden throughout Chegoria as well, Darius adds. I agree, let's go. The one bronze golem destroyed but the other 99 still lying on the floor deactivated. You have a variety of options here in terms of where to go. Hallways lead away to the north, east and south, while an open doorway begs your curiosity to the west. Travel alert, using the doorway, you travel west, taking a few moments to arrive, entering this small storeroom. All manner of supplies, tools, and such used to cut, shape and work with bronze are here, stacked with great care. The bronze golem that attacked you from this room barely fit inside, a few items knocked to the floor when the automaton blasted the door down. GM alert, Bless is no longer affecting the party. Although the storeroom is small, there are a lot of items here, so searching the chamber takes some time. While the many things here are intriguing, the working of bronze as much an art as it is a science, there is not really anything here of value or importance to your mission within the dungeon. Still, let's do a curiosity check on your hero to see if you find anything else here. Needing a 15 or less from Janet, a 12 was rolled. Success. Tucked away in a drawer is a curious key that glows with a soft silver light. Likely needed elsewhere, you slip the key into a pocket and consider yourself fortunate in having found it. The storeroom here thoroughly searched, you will need to move on. The doorless exit back into the chamber of bronze to the east your only option. Note that the area is relatively safe, you could try camping here if you wish. Janet casts Cure Light Wounds on Eswin, healing him for 11 hit points. Kartha casts Cure Light Wounds on herself, healing her for 9 hit points. Kartha casts Cure Light Wounds on herself, healing her for 7. Your party rests and recovers for 8 hours. Wounds are tended, spells are memorized. Janet casts Cure Light Wounds on herself, healing her for 7 hit points. Janet casts Cure Moderate Wounds on Eswin, healing him for 15 hit. Kartha casts Cure Light Wounds on herself, healing her for 9 hit points. Your party rests and recovers for 8 hours. Wounds are tended, spells are memorized. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls 88 on percentile dice. Failure, the cabinet remains locked and Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 13 on percentile dice. Success. Your heroes bash open the cabinet, destroying the locking mechanism and making its contents available. However, GM note, it's dark here. Click the use item. GM note, it's dark here. Click the Use Item button to select a source of light. Travel alert. Using the hallway, you travel north, taking a few minutes to arrive, reaching a strong, sturdy door in the northern wall here, sheets of tarnished bronze protecting the hinges. You certainly won't be able to bash this door down. Unfortunately, it is wizard locked, so unless you have a way to get through, you won't be able to reach the chamber beyond either. Janet uses a glowing skull throughout the entire local area, illuminating everything well. Janet uses a Gep Power Tower dungeon key on the locked door, unlocking the wizard locked door and allowing access to the area beyond. Inside, you find a laboratory with many strange types of equipment and exotic forms of glassware. A tall object covered in an old sheet attracts your interest as well. You'll definitely want to give the chamber a thorough search. Conducting a quick search, you find two elements of interest. First, there are several large sheets of bronze, and given all the equipment specially designed for working with bronze, you can only deduce that a lot of bronze was experimented with here. Second, a fire seems to have ravaged part of the laboratory in the past, significantly reducing the effectiveness of the place. Pulling an old sheet off a tall mirror here in the northeast corner of the laboratory, you take a quick look, examining the mirror and impressed with its workmanship. Looking into the mirror, you find yourself strangely attracted to it, and as you gaze further, you begin to see yourself slowly transform into a towering giant, proud and strong and seemingly invincible. The mirror makes you feel all-powerful and you continue to gaze into it intensely. At this point, Janet, you will need to try an intelligence check to see what happens. Needing a 13 or less from Janet, a 13 was rolled. Success. Recognizing a magical curse when you experience one, you snap yourself out of the funk and turn away from the mirror, quickly throwing the old sheet over it again and telling everyone to stay away from it. The mirror didn't just hypnotize its victims, Darius explains after stepping over to you. It prepared them to be turned into bronze automatons. A few more minutes, and your mind would have been erased permanently. Thankful that you were able to snap out of it in time, you nod to Darius, appreciative of the explanation as well. Over here. Redfern suddenly calls out, grabbing your attention. Stepping over toward a tall wooden cabinet, much of it burned in the recent fire, Redfern pulls a vial from one of the shelves, its glass darkened by soot but a marking still readable on the glass, Rust Monster Blood. Why is this important? Eswin asks, unfamiliar with the substance. Oh yes. When combined with water, Rust Monster Blood becomes a very strong acid, capable of eating its way through any metal, Darius responds, recalling its properties. That's the strong acid we need to castrate the one plant once we find it, Redfern says with a grin. Here. The magic user hands you the vial, and you stuff it away into your pack, being very careful not to crush it, or combine it with water of any kind. Nicely done. GM note, your quest log has been updated. Click the quests button for all the details, the laboratory carefully searched and its secrets found, it's time to move on. A door stands to the west, while passages outside the room lead away to the south and east. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 45 on percentile dice. Success. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 78 on percentile dice. Failure, the desk remains locked. Barthol has a 50% chance of picking the lock and rolls a 51 on percentile dice. Failure, the trunk remains locked. Your heroes bash open the desk, destroying the locking mechanism and making its contents available. However, your heroes bash open the trunk, destroying the locking mechanism and making its contents available. However, Your act of vandalism may have destroyed some of the items hidden away within the trunk as well. Darius nods and takes the orb of alchemist fire. Travel alert, using the unlocked door, you travel west, taking a few moments to arrive, entering the small chamber. It is filled with hundreds of magical scrolls, and your first impression is that you've hit the jackpot. A bronze golem then steps out from the shadows, dominating the chamber with its presence. Easy, Darius whispers. One strike on the golem and it will bleed enough molten metal to burn all these scrolls. Given your predicament, it appears that you'd be better off using your mouth instead of your muscles. While the golem has no ability to speak, you do hear a voice answer you, likely some sort of magic mouth. Select any scroll you wish. Your payment will be used to one day defeat the inner circle and make the ultimates champions of all Sicilus. Janet, you can treat the golem as any city scribe, here to buy and sell scrolls as you've encountered earlier in the game. Be sure to purchase a Speak with Plants scroll if you don't already have one. While the bronze golem is a very strange vendor to do business with, it seems to possess enough knowledge to make appropriate transactions with you. Hence, feel free to buy and sell all the magical scrolls you wish. You won't get another opportunity again soon. The bronze golem continues to stand here, waiting for you to buy and sell. Redfern sells one scroll of permanent light and receives the equivalent of 320 gold pieces. Janet lost 160 platinum pieces. In return, she receives one scroll of Ice Storm. Travel alert, using the unlocked door, you travel east, taking a few moments to arrive, the laboratory carefully searched and its secrets found. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel east, taking 5 minutes to arrive, clearly some sort of small storage chamber, dozens upon dozens of closed wooden barrels line the walls, each about 3 feet high and stacked neatly atop one another. There are close to 100 or so barrels altogether, far too many to individually open and inspect. Apart from the barrels, the rest of the area looks empty. Searching the barrels, as they're the only objects within the chamber, you soon recognize that each have been branded with one of 3 different markings, a blue circle, a green square and a yellow triangle. There are approximately 50 blue circle barrels here, 30 green square barrels and 20 yellow triangle barrels. Again, while you couldn't possibly open all the barrels, the top row, containing at least one of each brand, is accessible if you wish to open a few of the barrels. What do you choose? Choose an option: open a blue circle barrel, open a green square barrel, open a yellow triangle barrel. Opening one of the barrels containing a blue circle, you find that it is filled with ordinary water. Given that there are several other blue circle barrels you can open, feel free to replenish your water skins if you wish. Do you want to try opening another type of barrel, or are you finished and ready to move on? Choose an option: be finished and move on, open another type of barrel. Again, while you couldn't possibly open all the barrels, the top row, containing at least one of each brand, is accessible if you wish to open a few of the barrels. What do you choose? Opening one of the barrels containing a green square, you find that it is filled with standard rations. Given that there are several other green square barrels you can open, feel free to replenish your rations if you wish. Do you want to try opening another type of barrel, or are you finished and ready to move on? Choose an option: be finished and move on, open another type of barrel. Again, while you couldn't possibly open all the barrels, the top row, opening one of the barrels containing a yellow triangle, you are immediately overwhelmed with an incredibly disgusting odor, as if the contents of the barrel contained rotting meat. The stench familiar now, Darius confirms your suspicions. That is Nemfruit, enough to fuel an ultimate's magical needs for years to come. For us, it's a wicked poison, so stay away from it. Quickly sealing the barrel back up, the air soon becomes breathable again. Do you want to try opening another type of barrel, or are you finished and ready to move on? Choose an option: be finished and move on, open. I am guessing these are supplies for the occupants of the dungeon here, Darius conjectures. Given the number of barrels, there must be a sizable force down here, we need to be careful. Your heroes nod in agreement, the advice sound. As you prepare to leave, let's do a quick party curiosity check to see if anyone notices anything further. Needing a 15 or less from Janet, a 13 was rolled. Success. What's this? Kartha asks, stepping toward one of the barrels near the bottom center of the stack. What's what? Eswin responds, not seeing anything unusual. This barrel, here, the mutant returns, pointing to it. Look, its yellow triangle has a faint black dot in the center. Taking a closer look yourself, you're amazed Kartha even noticed the irregularity. Or, perhaps it's just a smudge of dirt, who knows? Carefully removing the lid to the barrel and taking a look, you're amazed to find a small cache of treasure. It appears that someone was either smuggling some riches into the dungeon or was simply using the barrel as their own personal treasure chest. Whatever the case, the loot is yours now if you want it. The barrels explored now, it's time to move on. Passages lead away to the west, south and east. Janet nods and takes everything from within the immediate area. Travel alert, using the hallway, you travel east, taking 5 minutes to arrive. Entering this natural cavern, you can easily tell that it's strewn with all kinds of metallic junk, from old suits of armor to metallic shields, to rusting weapons to even entire sheets of metal. It's as if you've entered a metallic junkyard, most of the items here covered in rust. The way ahead looks reasonably safe, so you will need to search the cavern if you want to learn more. Giving the chamber a thorough search, you find nothing of value. In fact, most of the metal here is not only rusted but severely decomposed, to the point where it seems a bit of a mystery. Standing there, let's do a party intelligence check to see if you can discern anything more. Needing a 14 or less from your heroes, a 12 was rolled. Success, this metal is far past the point of natural rust, Redfern points out, pushing a few items about and creating some noise. Something caused all this rust, I believe. Moments later, you notice movement from the far northeastern corner of the cavern, several metallic objects being pushed about almost as if by magic. Approaching is some sort of large, armored serpent with gray scales, a mouth of sharp teeth and an orange underbelly. As it nears, the creature takes a voracious bite out of a nearby shield, snapping it in half as if it were a simple twig. You still have time to leave if you want. Choose an option: leave the cavern and never return, stay and see what happens. Janet permanently decreases her curiosity score by 1 point, not wanting to stay and find out what is approaching. You turn and promptly exit the cavern, sticking to its single doorway. There is nothing more you can do here, it's time to move on. Corridors lead away to the west and south. Travel alert: returning to the entry cavern, you take 10 minutes to arrive. Returning to the entry cavern, you're thankful to see that, at the moment, there are very few ultimates going about their business. Hence, you should be able to reach a new destination without too much trouble. You spend about 20 minutes searching the area. However, you don't find any secret doors or exits. There is nothing hidden here, either. Your party searches for traps but don't find any.